Hey guys, this is Mo again, back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about how we can use our credit cards to maximize our cash back for our everyday spending that we do. So the point that I'm really trying to drive here is that we are going to spend our money regardless, one way or another. It doesn't matter whether you're spending cash or using your debit card, whether you're using your credit card. Either way, you are spending your money. And the point of this video is to kind of inform people how we can actually use that to uh, get the best bang for our bucks in terms of if you're going to spend our money anyway, if you are you going to get 0% in return, that means you could be spending cash or your debit card, or it could be that you're using a credit card and are you getting 1% back, 2% back, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. There's so many different approaches to this, and we're gonna try to talk through some of those. So bear with me. So I do want to start off with that. This is not a one size fits all. There's many products out there that are really there in the market to support the needs for the users. Not every user is the same person, right? We don't always spend money on the same things. There's certain credit cards that reward people from using money to buy things at restaurants, dining out. Like that's that is maximizing your reward in that sense. But if you don't go out for dinner all the time, then what good does that do you? So that's the type of distinction that we really want to make. And then based on your need, you can develop a credit card system to maximize the money that you're spending. That means at the end of the day, more money in your pocket, right? In your pocket. That means you have more money to spend later on. So we're going to be talking through that. And hopefully I'll try to hit all the points. And let's get to this. So first of all, what we really want to do is start off with trying to budget. What we want to see is, okay, by budgeting, what does that mean, right? So you want to go through your expenses, everything that you're spending money on. That means you're going to go through your credit card statements if you're using your credit cards. If you're using cash, that means you're going to be tracking your cash spending habits, either whether it's a notebook or whatnot that you can later transfer onto your phone or spreadsheet, whatever. But you want to have a complete, thorough list of where you're spending your money. You want to do that for about a month. If not a month, it doesn't give you an idea. Do it for another month. The more data points, the better. What will have start to happen over time is that you will start to develop trends. You will start to see those trends that already exist. And once you kind of figure out where am I spending the most money, and how can I adjust my lifestyle, you could have a realization where um, you'd be like, oh wow, I didn't know I was spending this much money at McDonald's every week. I didn't realize I was spending this much money on coffee. You can maybe scale back, or if that's something that you want to stick with, where if you love McDonald's or you love your coffee at Starbucks, then you want to have those maximizing rewards programs in place that you can take advantage of. That if you're going to spend that money anyway, might as well get paid for it, right? So I just wanted to say this, that you have to do the budget. Do it for a month, 2 months, write everything down, see where you're spending the most money, and then take the next action. So at this point, we have an understanding of that we need to create a budget. Once you've created that budget, then you can start to see, okay, where are you spending your money. So me, for example, when I was going through this whole process, I started to realize that, oh wow, like actually me commuting to work, and as a result, I have to drive the car, and drive the car, I am using up gas, and then the gas is actually what ends up being my highest expensing thing per month. And that was like, when I saw that over like course of a few months, I was like, wow, like this is nuts. Like what is going on? So that's not something that I could have avoided. I still had to go to work. I still had to drive my car. That means I had to spend money on gas. So I wanted to figure out a way how I can get more in my pocket for the money that I'm already spending. That's where I got into researching credit cards. That's where I started to see that it's like, oh, the credit card that I'm currently using only gives me 1% back. And I was like, okay, well, like the 1% is 1% good, is 1% bad. I had no idea. That's where I started doing my research. And that's where I got to be find out that, there's credit cards that give you 2% or that give you 3%, right? So I'm like, oh wow, like I don't like I'm gonna spend this money anyway, so why not get paid a little bit more for it? So that's where I got the idea of, okay, like now I need to stop using this credit card, which when I, like a generic credit card that was a TD Bank. So I didn't want to use that anymore because it was only giving me 1%. At that point, I started to transition over to a Bank of America Cash Rewards uh, credit card, which gave me 3% back on my gas purchases. They actually have a pretty nice program. They have a 1, 2, and a 3% category where you can choose what category you want your 3% to be, and that is what you will get the 3% rewards for. So when I got that credit card, the first thing I did was I set it the 3% category to be for the gas that I'm spending. And in return, I was making 3x the money that I was making on my largest spending week in, week out. So for me, that was a great deal. So that's the kind of analysis that you want to get to. And the biggest thing that I actually came across after my gas spending was that I was spending a ton of money on my utilities, which is normal for anybody. Who doesn't pay utilities? Everybody who lives in a house, whether you own it or you rent it, or living alone with family, or you're splitting it with someone else, you are paying your utilities. So that is, for some people, that might actually be their top expense. So why not try to maximize these things? If you really think about it, like there's a lot of ways out there, and for me my personal experience, what I really want to communicate to you guys is like things that I'm doing, things that I want, I've taken advantage of, that I've been really happy with. I've like told my families, my friends, and they were really shocked that it was like, oh, like you could actually do these things. And at the end of the day, it's beneficial, right? Like, and who's not happy with more money in my pot in their pocket? Um, um, so getting back on track. So we're talking about utilities again. At this point, I'm thinking, okay, utilities, gas, I've kind of figured out. Now I've got to think about utilities. What can I do with my utilities? And at this point, I'm like researching more and more and more and more, and I stumble upon this one like crazy credit card that I thought was amazing. It's called the Fulton Max Cash Preferred Card, and I was blown away by what it was actually offering. The way it works is that it gives you a 5% cash back on certain categories uh, for each quarter up to, I believe, $2,500. I will have to make sure, and I'll actually attach the links and everything below, so you can go ahead and get all the details and make the best decision for yourself. So what I found out was that for my utility bills, if I pay my utility bills with that credit card, and I can select up to two categories that I could add to get that 5% back on. And I was like, this is unreal. I'm going to add my phone and my gas and electric on there, because those are actually like by the same provider. So I actually get that as a one bill. So those were actually my two category: utilities and phone carrier. So I'm paying those bills on there, and I'm getting 5% back. When on the other hand, when I was actually using my other, generic TD cash card, I was getting 1% back. So automatically, I am getting 3% back on my gas and 5% back on my utilities. And at the end of the day, guys, like if you repeat this month over month over month, and you let this go on for a course of the year, like it adds up. This is unreal. This is not something that you are doing anything extra. I'm not asking you to start this side hustle that takes up money. This is to take advantage of the things that you're already doing, and um, get more money out of your pocket for not doing anything extra. It's just that you have to do the research, find the cards that apply to you, how you're using them. One of the major things that I want to say is that this is you have to be responsible in doing this. What I don't want anybody to take away is like, yeah, 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 put money, you could keep putting money on your credit cards and accumulate all these points. Like that's not the case. You have to be responsible in accumulating that debt. So that means only spending the money that you have on paying the things that you actually need, which is necessities. Where I'm talking about, my necessity to get to my work is the gas, and I have to pay that, and the necessity to live in the house so I can be comfortable and enjoy my time when I'm not at work or outside doing something else. That is something that I want to take advantage of, something I'm already paying, something that I don't want to pay extra for, but I would like to have more money in my pocket. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I gave you two ways that I feel like that anybody can implement these into their lifestyle right away. And I would love to hear back from you guys if you're using any other credit card systems to actually maximize your ways, how you're actually, if you end up using the cards that I'm recommending, which I will include more information in the description below. So please take a look at that, and would love to hear your feedback on what you're doing. Was this information helpful? Where, if I have misspoken, what it is, and what kind of credit cards are you guys using that I could possibly take advantage of as well, right? So I'm really looking forward to your comments, and see you in the next video.